And here we are just 24 hours later, and preparations underway for the very popular North Country event, the tractor pull. Larry Mayville of Fort Covington, New York will be the master of ceremonies for this event. He's over 30 years been involved in tractor pulls throughout the North Country and in charge of registrations. Becky LaTulip from Brazier Falls and Faylene Chapman from Fort Covington. And some of the contestants registering right now. Preparations are underway by several people involved, and we are at the 12th Annual Champlain Valley Antique Gas Engine and Tractor Association's show for 2002, held at the Clinton County Fairgrounds in Plattsburgh. Our friends Carmen, Shauna, and Christy are here as well to watch this event, and we are about set for, there'll be 12 classes. We'll see maybe up to as many as 70 tractors involved, and a tractor pull, a legendary and popular North Country event. And I guess the only entrant in the 2000 and under class is Larry Rivers. Okay, it's Gary Rivers, and he is about set for waiting for the go sign and the first tractor pull of the day. The 2000 and under class, you can see that judges are lining the sidelines. And the idea is to pull, this would be the 100-foot mark right here. And if you go all the way to the end, I believe that's 250, all the way to there. Katyville, New York's Gary Rivers. Okay, we got an explanation on that. These men on the sidelines, they're going to jump on the back for the weight to add extra weight. As there goes Gary, and you're going to get some guys onto the back of it. Make it tougher to pull each distance you go. There he goes. Gary's moving right along. And the man at the back, looks like that's as far as it went. The man on the back with the measuring tape. I don't know if that was a full pull, what they call a full pull. It's 100 feet. Now, what's your name again?
Hannah.
Oh, yeah, Hannah. I met her yesterday. And she's quite a nice girl. We've become friends, and she's arranged for me to maybe get a ride on one of these tractors from Moores. Aren't you from Moores?
No, Plattsburgh.
Oh, you're from Plattsburgh. What school do you go to in Plattsburgh? Oh, wow, nice. I like that school. All right, so there's the end of that one. We'll see what happens. Reggie Goff is next. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Hannah or Hannah?
Hannah.
Hannah just gave me some gum, and I'm going to enjoy that. Thank you.
It's Trident gum.
Trident gum. Everybody's wondering who Hannah is. Here she is, right here. Wave at me, babe. There she is on TV. Okay, the tractor pull, Reggie Goff. Trying to match almost 100 feet by Gary Rivers. He's still moving along pretty good. good pull here. A lot of weight on the back. And there's a full pull. And this is the 2,000 and underweight class that we're watching, and so this the lightest of all the ones that we'll see. Next up is Francis Gipner, and he's about ready to move along. Well, I don't know. This is a small tractor, but maybe it's a strong one. Ooh, tough going, and that's it. Not to the 50-foot mark. Next up, and we'll get the name of this. I don't know who that is. Can you find out for me? Got a lot of people talking to me here between pulls, so we'll see. This is, looks like Ellis Branch in a Farmall Cub. Ellis Branch, and that's the stop there. Hannah, hand me that sheet. There are a number of tractor pulls coming up, and if you're a fan of this, some dates to watch for: July 14th at the St. Lawrence and Gouverneur Fair, July 18th at the Franklin County Fairgrounds, July 20th, Eakin Farm in Hopkinton, their bicentennial. Okay. Louisville Arena, Louisville, Kentucky. Where's that?
Messina.
Oh, in Messina. Oh, I thought we were going all the way to Kentucky. Stone Mills, is that a place?
That's a town, right?
That's a town.
Now near Lafargeville.
And then, when's the last time our viewers were in Rockburn, Quebec? Now, here's a good opportunity. Go visit Rockburn on August 24th. The one on Stone Mills is August 18th. August 24th at Rockburn, Quebec. September 1st at the Hutchins, is that the Hutchins Farm or?
Hutchinson Farm.
Hutchinson Farm in Huvilton. And then September 7th, a big date to watch for, it is the River Valley Antique Tractor and Engine Club special event, their own show, which will be September 7th, and that will take place where?
At the River Valley Stables in Constable, New York.
Okay. And then also September 8th is the actual show and pull. And then Titus Mountain on September 29th. Okay. That's thanks to Becky, right, from Brazier Falls. We have two tractors in the pull-off. Gary Rivers, who had the first pull and had a full pull. We had two full pulls in this class, so they will have a pull-off. And oh, look at him off to a fast start. And they jump on and add the weight. He is moving, trying to set a track record. Right around here is where it gets heavy, that extra weight. And ran out of power there. And they'll measure that.
Can I see that one that you got when I was at the tractor
So that was Gary Rivers, and who has the other pull? And it'll be Reggie Goff, trying to match the Gary Rivers pull or outdo it for the first prize in this class. Our first class of the tractor pull. We'll be pulling here all afternoon, let me tell you. 70 degrees at pull time and hazy skies. No big sun burning down on us, thank goodness. And we are about set. And this is Reggie Goff. Moving along nicely. Happy about what's going on. He's going to get bogged down. Oh, he's going to go. He wins. He's doing it. Still going. And he gets the full pull. And he wins. Yep. Reggie's happy about that. The old McCormick Farm Hall did the job. So Reggie Goff wins. He's from Westport, New York, and now up to the 2,500-pound class. Brent Jarvis. Brent Jarvis is up first in the 2,500-pound class. Two entrants in this class. And Brent ready to go on the move. Oh boy. See, now they're using the different weight, not the human weight. He's moving along in this Alice Chalmers. Things are looking good for a full pull. He's going all the way. He may go all 250 feet. That's going to be the full 250 feet. He did it. And Brett comes by us, making it look like just another day at work. Just an easy feat, but that was a lot of weight being pulled. And Brent's competition is Gene Drown.
Okay, we got Gene for the boat there. Now we'll see if he can get the full roll. We'll do that and we'll do more adjustments to the boat.
And he'll have to make a full pull to match Mr. Jarvis's pull. This is an old Ford tractor. And he may go all the way. Yes, he does. And so for the pull-off, they've added weight to the boat, which must be pulled, so. Oh, thank you, hon. I'll keep it there. I'll keep it there after my seeds. Hannah brought me some more gum. And Brent Jarvis again pulling with a heavier load. We'll see how far he can go, and that'll match up against Gene Drown. Getting tough pulling now. And that's it. And he's unhitched and he'll be off, but that was near the 150 foot mark. And now Gene Drown is off on his pull.
Okay, we're Gene down. He's moving right along. Comes down through. Okay, we'll get it. Yeah, it's 174 feet. Don't do it.
The last pull was 174 feet. That's what he has to reach. In this Ford tractor, but he's going to stall down here just past the 100 mark. So Brett Jarvis will win this one, and Gene Drown will finish second.
3,000-pound tractor. Get ready.
And now the 3,000-pound class. Dan Knowles from Vermont. Tractor and driver. 3,000 pounds. On an Alice Chalmers. And digging and digging. That's right around the 150 mark, just short of the 150 mark. He's not going to take his pull. He has the right to come back and be in a different class, I guess. You know, that among the varied rules for this tractor pull. Next up, Alvin Livernois from Malone. That first one was Dan Barrows from Ferrisburg, Vermont. And now it's Alvin Livernois on a Ferguson. Nearing the 150 mark, he's approaching it. And he's about past the 150 mark and still full steam ahead. That was near the 200 foot mark. A good pull by Alvin Livernois. And he heads back, happy about that pull. So now Dan Barrows of Ferrisburg, Vermont will go again. He declined his first pull. That'll be close. That will be close to the pull by Alvin Livernoise, or did Alvin go a lot farther? Tough call for me. The judges can say it all. That was a pull of 143 feet. And now Plattsburgh's own Jason Boyer, just 16 years old. We met him yesterday in part one of our presentation. You're watching the tractor pull at the Champlain Valley Antique Gas Engine and Tractor Show, held annually. This is the 12th annual at the Clinton County Fairgrounds. And Jason Boyer getting ready to give it a go. Boyer on a Farmall 100. This is Jason's his pet project, and he and his grandpa have worked on it. One tough customer. It's looking good so far. He's at the 100-foot mark. And it looks like he's having trouble. And he stops. Stops just past the 100-foot mark. So that will fall short in his attempt to be number one. Once again, Gene Drown from Ellenburg. Boyer's pull was 118 feet. Anna Ferguson is Gene Drown. Up to the 150-foot mark, starting to dig in into the track. Kicking up dirt as he heads to 200 feet. A very good pull there, Gene Drown of Ellenburg. And Larry Mayville is the public address announcer for this tractor pull. He's from Fort Covington, New York. Gary Dumas up next. He is from Peasleyville, New York. He's driving a Farmall. And he's digging in already. Slow start, but moving along. Looks like he's going to chug out right there, short of the 100-foot mark. Gary Dumas, he says, oh well, gave it a try. And one more in the 3,000-pound class. We get a look at, once again, Brent Jarvis of Morrisonville. had a good pull in the 2,000 pound, so he's moving up a step. As long as you're under the 3,000 pound class, or the 3,000 pound limit.
We're all here to win. What else would it be?
And this is Brent Jarvis.
That's good.
With the Alice Chalmers. And a very good pull. Looks like around 200 feet. Brent Jarvis of Morrisonville. We move it up to the 4,000 pound class. In the 3,000 pound class, the winner was Gene Drown. And second place went to Mr. Livernoise. Now in this class, the 4,000 pound class, 18 tractors, and up first is Bernard Carter. Although you're not kidding me, this is not Bernard Carter. That's the owner. The driver is Christy Carter. Christy Carter driving a McCormick Super W4. Owned by Bernard Carter of Katyville. Nearing the 150-foot mark. Man, looking for a full pull. The Bernard Carter tractor, driven by Christy Carter. And finally bogs down well towards the end, short of the, well, near the 200-foot mark, I guess you would say. A nice pull there. Okay, they call that a test puller, and she will go again. There's a number of reasons. I guess next year at the tractor pull, we'll get somebody alongside to be color commentator so we know the wherefores and whys. That was an awful good pull, but we can decline the results of the first one and go again. Christy Carter driving the Bernard Carter of Katyville, New York tractor. Super W4 McCormick. they accept this one. Saw the nod of the head, I believe, and driving in the number 2 spot from Huntington, Quebec is Norm Fennell.
Okay, 200 feet. 0.54 engines. Nice forward. 30,
Last one, I guess, was 200 feet as reported. Very good pull indeed, and here will come Norm Fennell.
Norm will drive his own tractor. Norm will run away.
Says on the program this is a cockshut 30 tractor. And around 160 feet or so. Next up from Peru, New York, in the number 3 spot driving, and I'll tell you in a minute who it is. Let's see, Mark Jarvis. Mark Jarvis from Peru. A Ford 901. And a good pull here. Just about to the 250 mark. Mark Jarvis of Peru. 228 feet for Mark Jarvis. Next up is Bill Frenier with a 1941 John Deere. It says John Deere B. Bill Frenier. Gets the green and he's ready. Right in front of us, just short of the 100-foot mark. Probably be about 98 feet for Bill Frenier. Wayne Langlois of Malone is up next, the 5th of 18 in this class, the 4,000-pound class. driving a Farmall. Farmall H7, Wayne Langlois of Malone. Pulling a whale of a load. You can see the big boat that follows. And at the Champlain Valley Antique Gas Engine and Tractor Show each year, here's a nice buggy ride around the grounds. A very good pull for Wayne Langlois of Malone. I believe it was 241 feet for Wayne Langlois. And the next driver is Dennis Faubert, or Denis Faubert from Huntington, Quebec. Denis Faubert, or Dennis Faubert. Has a cockshut 30. He crosses the 100-foot mark, no problem. For him, looking for the full pull. Denis Faubert of Huntington, Quebec. Very close to the end. And the Faubert pull, 235 feet, puts him in first place. And next up is Bill Peets of Chateauguay, driving an Alice Chalmers D14. Bill Peets. We're at the Champlain Valley Antique Gas Engine and Tractor Show, and this is the tractor pull. And it looks like it's organized by the River Valley Antique Gas Engine and Tractor Club. Bill Peets moving along, nearing the 100-foot mark. This is the 4,000-pound class. 18 tractors. We had only a few in the first classes, but now you're getting up to the big boys, and the Alice Chalmers D14 is one of them. Headed to 150 feet. Bogs down right there, right around 150 feet. Bill Peets of Chateauguay. And this is Seth Latulip of Brazier Falls getting in line. Oh, that's his dad right down there. We're gonna hook it up. Seth Latulip of Brazier Falls with a John Deere 430. On 50 feet. And that's 100 feet. Good power in this John Deere. Been steady all the way. And 200 feet or so. Good pull there by Seth Latulip from Brazier Falls. Bob Ungarati of Malone with a Farmall H. Good pull past the 150. Up is Bill Beats on the John Deere 435. From Chateauguay. He drove earlier on a different tractor, but he's registered 2 tractors for this class. And the John Deere 435 moving along. We're looking for a full pull. That's a powerful tractor. Great pull there for Bill Beats. All right, now the next driver is Eli Gilbert from Bombay. All right, now there's an interesting story, and my assistant Becky, who's been involved in registrations, been here since early this morning. Tell us an interesting story to all of this.
Eli Gilbert is the youngest member of our pulling club and has been pulling for 3 years now. He's been pulling since he was 12, and his father and he are a pulling team. They both pull farm-all tractors, and we have a number of father and son teams with our club. There's 6 father and son groups here today.
Okay, and this is with the River Valley
Antique
Club?
Tractor and Engine Club.
Okay, and tell us who those are so we don't forget. Who are the other father-sons?
Lee and Seth LaTulip, Dale and Eric LaBombard, Donald and Patrick Chapman, Hal and Eli Gilbert, Wayne and Kelvin Langlois, Mike and Brent Jarvis.
Okay.
And another little interesting story about Eli, he traded a go-kart at three years ago at his age to pull tractors with his father. This is Eli's tractor.
All right, very interesting. And we're involved with kart racing here at Lake City Speedway in Plattsburgh, so we know the value and how highly prized those karts are. But he wanted this farm-all tractor. So this is Eli Gilbert with his pull. And he's right around the 150 foot mark, still going a little bit, still moving. Every foot counts, every inch counts. Still moving. Digging in. Doesn't say no. Bends but doesn't break. Eli Gilbert. Probably the youngest driver that we'll see today. We had Jason Boyer of Plattsburgh, 16 years old. There's a very nice pull from 15-year-old Eli Gilbert of Bombay. Up next from Saranac, Earl Favreau. Earl Favreau driving the Farmall Super C. Yep, that is the Super C. I can see it right there. Earl Favreau moving along, trying to reach the 100-foot mark. And that'll be it, short of the 100-foot mark for Earl Favreau of the Saranac. He's the 12th driver, 13th will be not on my list. Let's see, we're going to dig around for that. Next up, I finally found it, Albert Livernois from Malone, driving a Massey Ferguson 35. He is next, and we're going to get Norm Fennell up in a moment or two to explain the shift of the weight and how that works. But this driver's moving right along, throwing the dust up, setting a speed record. Alvin Livernois. He's kicking up the most dust out of any of the tractors. those guys riding behind are definitely going to need a shower after today. But as the tractor moves down the track, there's a shift of weight in the back, and Norm Fennell is going to explain to us what happens. Let's talk about that now, Norm, but then we'll watch it on the next driver. But what takes place as with that shift of weight?
You're putting more weight onto the skid pan itself. That's what you're doing. And the farther you go, the more weight you're going to put onto that skid pan, and that's what stops everybody.
So, what do you call this entire contraption? Does that have a name?
It's a pulling sled.
Pulling sled.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's the sled. And then that weight, that's like cement blocks in there and so forth?
There's railroad rails, cement blocks, whatever we could find for weight is in that box.
Okay.
And we don't, to go up a class, we keep adding suitcase weights to the sled frame itself.
Like, do we have any idea about how much weight they're trying to pull?
Not really. No, we've
thousands of pounds.
Oh yeah. I forget what it is.
But certainly thousands of pounds being pulled.
You're pulling more than 4,000 pounds.
Yeah.
See, these are 4,000 pound tractors right at the moment hooking to the sled, and you're definitely pulling more than 4,000 pounds.
Does it shift by itself, or is that man at the back maintaining that?
No. What it is we have two transmissions in there, which changes the ratio of the drive shaft off the rear axle of the sled, and that in turn drives the front shaft that with sprockets on that pulls that weight box ahead. So the further you go, the farther that box comes ahead.
All right, and it is moving forward now.
Yeah.
Little by little.
It doesn't have to move very much to make a difference. All that fella does on the back there, he lets the box come back down after the pull, and he takes down the distance, and then he also hooks the boat to the towback tractor.
Okay, this driver is Dewey Barrows of Virgins, Vermont. Does that look like an Oliver 660? Do I have the right driver? Yeah. Okay. Now, Norm, you're from, it says here, from Huntington, Quebec.
Yep.
You've been tractor pulling a long time?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, longer than I care to remember.
All right, well, thanks for that explanation, because as I've mentioned a few times, this is our first look at tractor pulling, but it's a very, very popular sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, there's pulls every weekend. If you really wanted to travel, you could do a pull on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right, well, Norm Fennell, you going to be out there again?
Oh, yeah. I got 3 more times yet.
All right, we'll be cheering for you.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Need all the help I can get someday.
All right. The next driver, Mike Ouimet of St. Barbe, that must be in Quebec. Mike Ouimet, 300 case is his tractor, and gets it rolling along, and he's on the move now. Mike Ouimet. Looks like a young driver as well. The Case 300 tractor moving along nicely. We're in the 4,000 class, and that's the stop there. Maybe at around the 150-foot mark. The 16th of 18 drivers in this 4,000-pound class is Brent Jarvis of Morrisonville. And we saw Brett in the earlier classes, and he gives it a go with a different tractor now. This is the Ford 900. We want to thank the ladies from the River Valley Club that have assisted us, and that's Becky Latulip and Faylene Chapman. Been a lot of help. Larry Mayville is the master of ceremonies for this. He's been very busy, and here goes Brent Jarvis. Also a young driver, and he is on the move. Past the 150 mark, 200 feet mark. Looking for the win in this one. There was one early pull that went right to the end just about, like 240 feet. Man, this one very close. It'll be 200 plus for Brent Jarvis. And Becky is alongside. We just thanked her, and so now we can get her voice again, because some more information about your club, the River Valley Gas Antique Gas Engine Club.
We're called the River Valley Antique Tractor and Engine Club.
Okay.
And the people that have us here today are the Champlain Valley Antique Engine and Tractor Club. What we do is we present the show for these people.
I see.
They, in association with their show that they have each year. And each year we go to several of these clubs, as well as the Champlain Valley Club. We go to Canada to the Chateauguay Valley Antique Association, and we go to the St. Lawrence Valley Gas and Steam Association shows. And each one of these organizations has over 100 members each, our club included.
It also helps explain why this is so well organized, because you people do this throughout the summer.
This is our 10th anniversary for our club. We officially formed in 1994, but we started having deadweight pulls in 92. So this will make our 10th anniversary. The gentleman pulling right now is Kelvin Langlois. He's also one of our father and son pulling teams. His father pulled in this class previously, Mr. Wayne Langlois.
So it's a family event in many ways.
Yes, it is. Several generations have come through the tractor pulling area here, because a lot of our members started with the ATPA and switched over because they like the older tractors.
All right. Thank you for sharing. And there's Kelvin Langlois with the stop right there. And there's Norm, who helped us out explaining the weight balance. He is the grader, taking a stint as the grader of the track, so there'll be no ruts for each driver. Everybody chips in and helps.
Class, so he gets to move up.
Okay, first in the 3,000-pound class moves up, Gene Drown. So he gets to move up and give it a try to win this class. This is Gene Drown. And it looks like a scratch might be Alvin Wood from Peru, who was the 18th driver. But he looks like he has some engine trouble at the far end of the track. But this is Gene Drown moving along nicely. Driving up a class. That's where he stops. Time for a look at faces in the crowd.
That works real good. That's my project. The only one I can get. So we don't rate them up over 6 foot high.
And Alvin Wood of Peru able to get onto the track, and he'll give a pull. Did you see anybody you knew in those faces in the crowd? Did you see anybody you knew? They're enjoying the tractor pull at the Champlain Valley Antique Gas Engine and Tractor Show, 12th annual at the Clinton County Fairgrounds. I'm Foxy Gagnon. We are North Country Cable Network, bringing you all the action. This is the final day. Festivities began on Friday. We were here Saturday for some of the fun, and we rounded out on Sunday with the tractor pull. Alvin Wood on a Massey Harris 30. He's past the 100-foot mark, and right there comes to a stop at 115 feet or so. And people videotaping each other here. Now our next class will be the century pull, which means that the age of the driver and the age of the tractor must add up to 100 or more. Got that? The age of the driver and the age of the tractor must be 100 or more. They're all driving on 4,000-pound tractors. There will be 11 drivers in the century pull. That'll be fun. That's coming up next. And before I forget, let me tell you that Evan McClatchy, our buddy Evan McClatchy, is our technical assistant for today. Bernard Carter on a McCormick. His granddaughter drove this in the previous class. And this is the century pull. This must be an awful old tractor because Mr. Barber's mighty young looking. I mean, Mr. Carter is. And a good pull so far, past the 100 mark. If you have questions about our programming, give me a call, Foxy Gagnon, at 518-561-0616. You're watching Charter Communications, Cable 15, your public access channel. We are North Country Cable Network. Mr. Carter's still chugging along, so is the McCormick. He wants a full pull. And he stops. There's our technical assistant, Evan. There he is right there, checking out the track. Next up is Dan Barrows. He's getting in line. He's on that Alice Chalmers. Another young-looking fella on a very old tractor. And Dan Barrows is off and running. have it maybe at the 100-foot mark, just over the 100-foot mark. I talked to a couple of spectators during the classes and was told that experience counts a lot. You have to know how much gas, when to put the gas, and how your tractor's reacting, and that a lot of experience very important. And some of these drivers have been tractor pulling for decades and decades. Clarence Fisk on a 660 Oliver will be next. Clarence Fisk. Whoop! I lost hold of that camera. A good pull past the 200-foot mark, it looks like. That one was 219 feet. A good one. Next up, George Weedle on an Alice Chalmers. It's a 1940 apparently. So the tractor alone fills up 62 years, and it looks like he couldn't make the pull. He gave it a try. So they're going to bring into the saddle John Bruno on a Farmall H. And we've met Mr. Bruno over at the Meadowbrook. I bet you this is the man that we met with the horses over at the Meadowbrook Healthcare Facility in the summertime at the festival that they have over there. John Bruno. And his pole is near the 200-foot mark. John Bruno goes 181 feet with his trip. Getting in line next is Earl Favreau, a Farmall Super C. must stop at around 60 feet or so. Bill Peets returns to the track with his John Deere 435. Downright easy. You'll get a full pull out of this. This is the century pull. The tractor and driver must equal 100 years or more. And that is a huge pull there. The next pull is by Alvin Wood. And now, 118 feet on the pull for Alvin Wood. Now Norman Fennell, our new friend and one of the veterans of tractor pulling, internationally known since he's from Huntington, Quebec. And he will be next. His name, Norman Fennell. And he takes off right away. Big load in tow. Century pull, so he must have a very old tractor as well, because he's a young feller. The tractor and the driver must add up to 100 years old or more. The 150-foot mark and slowing down a bit. Still on the move. And that's where the stop is. Over 200 feet. 208 feet for Norm Fennell. And now Wayne Langlois on a farm ball. Malone's own Wayne Langlois. And then two to follow in this class, the Century Pull. Everybody having a good time here, let me tell you. a cloud of dust at the 200 mark. Still on the move. Norm Langlois, or Wayne Langlois, I should say. Ron Dishaw driving Eli Gilbert's 240 Farmall. Ron Dishaw. And he's driving Eli Gilbert's tractor. Now, if Eli wanted to be in this event, Eli would have to find an 85-year-old tractor. And that's just not going to do it. So get Ron Dishaw to drive it. Add a few years. And it's time once again for our faces in the crowd. See anybody you know? And Gene Drown is the final driver in this Century Pole. The 5,000-pound class is next. We'll get a recap of all the winners at the end of today's programming. And it looks like we have one more in the Century Pole on a Massey Ferguson 35. One more. Century Pole. We don't know who that is.
Alvin Livernois.
Oh, yes, good. I should have known that. Alvin Livernois in a cloud of dust. He's in there in the cloud of dust, folks. That was one more of the Century Pole, I guess. No, let's see what that was. He's the first one in the 5. Said Terry we met, but...
Oh, they must have got out of order?
Yep, they might have got out of order somehow.
They must have.
So that was the first of the 500 class, or 5,000 class, and that was Alvin Livernois of Malone. Okay. All right, now we clarified everything. He was the last of the Century Pole, just to make that official, last of the Century Pole. Nobody else allowed in the Century Pole now. That's it. We're closing the door on that category. Now we're ready for the 5,000. And now, the bigger tractors, and our list says this is Terry Winnett, although I don't think it is. of Huntington, Quebec. I think you're going to have to put more weight in there. Close to a full pull of 250 feet. That one was 240 feet. Eric LeBombard is up next of Saranac on a John Deere A. Second tractor puller in this 5,000 class. And he's past the 200 mark. And looking for a full pull and pretty close. 228 feet for Eric LeBombard on that last pull. Now, once again, Alvin Livernoise on a Farmall M. Weight is shifting. Right near the 240-foot mark. Pulling and pulling, it's going to be close. 237 feet. Whoops. And now, Mike Dishaw. Okay, our friend Michael Ryan is off and away. He said to make sure I got his best side, so I'm trying. Michael Ryan, first time puller, and he's sizing up the situation right now. First time puller, Michael Ryan of Morrisonville. He's got his own fan club cheering him on. Getting his best side here. Looks pretty pleased with what's happening so far. The Farmall H. comes to a stop right there. Let's see, that's over 100 feet. Short of the 150 mark, maybe about 140 feet. Good job by Mike. Getting in line next, Darren Chapman of Moira, New York. He's the 6th driver in this class. We have a total of 9 in the 5,000-pound class. And Darren set to take off, and then see how he does in his 5,000-pound class. That's a big tractor under him, and let's see what happens. Farm all in. And he gets the red flag. And Gary Fisk of Ferrisburg, Vermont is next. And he is on the move, also with a Farm All M. He's looking for the full pull, but that weight is moving up on him. Oh, he might get it. Oh, boy. He got a full pull, they say. Gary Fisk, Ferrisburg, Vermont. Calvin Langlois of Malone is next. Kelvin driving Wayne Langlois' tractor. And Wayne with some instructions over there. Wayne telling him what to do. Calvin Langlois in the 5,000-pound class, driving the Wayne Langlois tractor, and it looks like he'll come to a stop right about here. Every inch counts, could be a place in the standings. Another move up from the previous class. Mark Jarvis is next. He's from Peru on the Ford 901. You're watching Charter Communications, Public Access Channel, Channel 15. I'm Foxy Gagnon. You're watching North Country Cable Network. off the ground. The front right off the ground. Digging every little inch, and that's it. Now, they took some time to water down the track, and this was Lauren Cangier of Vergennes, Vermont, with the Oliver 880, and he pulled about 145 feet or so. That may have been a test run because they watered down the track and they wanted to make sure the dust was kept down, and maybe they were just checking to see how things would go, but we're getting set for the 6,000 pound class. There are 8 drivers, 8 pullers for this class. And the number 2 driver, Norm Fennell of Huntington, Quebec. Still on the go to the 200 sign. And got past the 150, and I'm not sure how close or if they Norm past the 200. They'll do the measure. And now for his real ride, here's the official pull. Lauren Cangier of Vergennes, Vermont. The old Oliver 880 working hard. Hal Gilbert of Bombay, New York, getting in line and set to go. He's off to a fast start on the Farmall 460. The 150 marker, and near the 200. Good pull for Hal Gilbert of Bombay. And next up is Rod Chapman of Fort Covington, New York, where he's known as Fayleen's husband, and he's getting in line. Rod Chapman. Waiting to be hooked up, and he gets the green. shift at the right time, and he dug in nicely, but now he's bogged down, and that's going to be about it. Once they reach that 150 post, boy, they have a tough time. And a wave from Rod. After that, pull. Dale LeBombard is next. And he's on his way to that 150 marker. Dale LeBombard from Saranac. And that's his pull. And that pull was the best of this class at 175 feet. We're in the 6,000 pound class. And now Eric LeBombard of Saranac. He prefers the John Deere. This is the John Deere 60. Trying to beat the 175 mark, but he'll have to go some. He's right at 150, right about there. Might do it. He's still on the move. He's going to be very close to the leading 175. So Eric trying to chase Dale for the lead. And Eric's pull was 172, 3 feet short. And now Ron Dishaw. Well, this is Mike Dishaw's tractor. Ron Dishaw driving. There from Brazier Falls. Farmall Super M, as you can see. And the weight moves up and makes it tough and makes it tougher. Still moving along pretty well, but we'll look out. And that will be close to the 175 leader and the 172 second place. And the distance on the last one, 169 feet, so 6 feet behind the leader, Dale LeBombard, and 3 feet behind the second place, Eric LeBombard. And here's our final pull in this 6,000 pound class, Kerry Winnett. This is a move up because of winning in a previous class. Coming up in the front. Pull, going for the lead, and it stopped right there. Next class, the 7,000 pound class. We'll have to find out who this puller is. slow all the way. This is Dave Lockwood of Amsterdam. Dave Lockwood of Amsterdam on a 560 International, on a Farmall 560. And he'll come back and be the puller on a 560 International, it looks like. So he's going to, he has 2 entered with Dave Lockwood all the way from Amsterdam. And if birds interest you, all under the rafters here of our grandstand, there are birds' nests, and all day birds have been passing by and in the nest and out of the nests. All along the rafters, each spot, birds have gone to a lot of work to build their nests, and each one of these is a pretty active nest, and birds flying in and out throughout the day. And then Dave goes to the 560 International, see if that one will do better. Although his first pull was pretty darn good with the Farmall 560. Once again, Dave Lockwood of Amsterdam. We're in the 7,000-pound class. There'll be 4 pulls. This is the second of 4 pullers. And Norm Fennell of Huntington, Quebec, on a big tractor. Whoops, so big it knocked over my camera with the rattle. The Cockshut 560. And right around the, near the 250-foot mark, or 200-foot mark. Dale LeBombard will be the final puller in this 7,000-pound class. He's from Saranac. He's on the Farmall 450. We've seen him earlier today, more than once or twice. And he's about ready to puttering gear. Weight right up to the top, and still he was able to go quite a distance. A very good pull there for Dale LeBombard. Up to the 8,000-pound class, and from Constable, New York, Jim Lester on the John Deere 630. As these tractors get bigger, the weights on the back get heavier. This is Jim Lester of Constable. As the big boys hit to the track. This is the patriotic John Deere with the two flags. I think that was, the flags are customized for the John Deere 630. Good pull-in process for Jim Lester. There will be total of five pullers in this 8,000 class. Going for the full pull, still on the move, is Jim Lester. He's got it. Oh yeah, he got the full pull. John Deere 630 from Constable, Jim Lester. Well, it looks like the decision was to add more weight. So that was a test pull and add more weight to the boat in the back, and that's what they're doing right now, and they'll do another pull. So Jim Lester of Constable goes at it again. Because of our time schedule and tape schedule, we are unable to bring all of the tractor pulls. There are still several events remaining, and about 12 pullers, we're told, are still to go, but because of time commitments and our own taping schedule, we'll have to end it with a portion of this 8,000 pound class as we watch the time slot. But it's the North Country event, a tractor pull presented by the River Valley Antique Tractor Club and at the Champlain Valley Antique Gas Engine and Tractor Show, 12th annual from the Clinton County Fairgrounds. I'm Foxy Gagnon. We are North Country Cable Network. If you have questions about our programming, please give me a call at 561-0616 in Plattsburgh. On behalf of everybody at North Country Cable Network, this is Foxy Gagnon saying good night, North Country.